Hey guys, yeah, I know, I get it. Been gone for a little bit. Uh, just I haven't really had the time to get everything set up and situated, but I'm pretty sure this is like what part 8, I think. So I'm glad you guys are still tuning in and asking me, hey, where are you still doing those 3,000 questions things? So that's awesome that you guys are still interested, but. Yeah, so I'm just like I said, I'm doing it on my own time, and tonight I just feel like venting. So, uh, yeah, I hope you guys are having a good night. I mean, I'm recording this at like what 12 in the morning, so here we go. What are we on? We're on question 106. Question 106: How easy is it for you to get along with people? I would say very easily. You literally have to do the utmost horrible job at introducing yourself, or I must catch extreme bad vibes off you in order for me to be like, nah, dude, get away from me, type deal. But other than that, it's easy for me to get along with people. I'm a very open guy in terms of I can relate to almost any situation you want me to relate to or take into consideration. So I would say I'm very easy. It's very easy for me to get along with people. Like I said, you have to be a complete butthole to just like trigger me. It really takes a lot. I have a lot of patience. I deal with kids with special needs, so it takes a lot. Can't be in that business without any patience. Question 107. Has someone ever given you a last chance, and for what? A last chance? I'm sure I've had a lot of them. In school, yes, I have. Like, for example, if I forgot to do an assignment or a paper, your last chance to get this in is by this due date. I used to kind of procrastinate a lot, so it took me until about my junior year of high school to understand, like, look, Chris, just get it done. It'll be out of your hair. You have anything to worry about. You're fine. Just knock it out. That's all you need to do. Faster you get it done, the better. So I would say the last chances would come from school with either assignments, getting things turned in. So I would say a combination of the teachers that I've had way back giving me last chances to clean up my act or do whatever I need to do to turn something in. So yeah. Question 108. Something on your to-do list that never gets done. Something on my to-do list that never gets done. I would say I am horrible at I would say laundry, but I'm pretty diligent about that. Things on my to-do list. Paying bills I'm good with. I would say it would be the miscellaneous things. Like, for example, hey, you gotta get something for so-and-so's birthday party. Or, hey, you said to so-and-so you're going to do this with them today. And I sometimes just lose track of my days and who I'm meeting up with or whatever we're going to do. So I would say just the miscellaneous things, because all the things I need to do are hardwired in my head. So, yeah. I would say that something on my to-do list that never gets done, it's the miscellaneous things. 109. What's your favorite thing to eat with your fingers? I'd probably have to say popcorn. I'm a big popcorn person. I am currently right now battling addiction to this popcorn at Hornbacher's, and it's this gourmet cheese popcorn, and it's like heaven in a bag. So I am slowly trying to wean myself off. I'll have it once in a while, but I'm a lot more better at just like, okay, that's enough. No, that is enough. But overall, popcorn, like, I go to the movie theaters, popcorn in my lap, icy in my hand, we're good. And I'll watch whatever we're going to watch. So favorite thing to eat with my fingers, I would have to say, is popcorn. 110. What is your favorite or most used cookbook? Well, I do not own a cookbook, but I would say the only cookbook I can remotely remember using was this is reaching way back, but back in middle school, I used to have a home economic class. And in my home economic class, we would make certain dishes in class. And at the end of the school year, all the things that we made, our teacher put as like, she copied it into this flip book. All the things that we made. So in the event that, hey, if you want to make your family something to eat, you can have this and make it for them. Give them a break from dinner. So I'm like, oh, wow. So I kept mine for quite some time. I lost it, but I kept mine for quite some time. And some of the recipes I still remember to this day. Like my favorite two things that were in that cookbook were how to make caramel rolls, which is a really good dessert, and bubble pizza. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's amazing. You get Bisquick biscuits and you dice them up, you cut them into fours, and you get your favorite pizza sauce. You mix that all together in a bowl, and then you get like a glass pan and you spread them out, and you can get your cheese or your pepperoni or your sausage or whatever you want to put in it, and you bake it for like between 20-25 minutes, and it's amazing. I make it for myself and some friends sometimes, and it's like, oh, okay. And it's really good. Surprisingly very good. But yes, my favorite or most used cookbook would be my old home ec class. Question 111. What food best describes your personality? That's a weird one. A food that describes my personality? That's a crazy enough question, but I'm gonna have to say the food that best describes my personality is, I guess I would equate myself to pizza, in a sense that, you know, with pizza, like, everybody who's normal loves pizza. Most people gravitate and love me. Everybody loves pizza, and pizza is good almost in any situation possible. And with me, I can be thrown into certain situations that are like, how am I going to fit in with this? But in the end, I find a way to fit in with all this, you know, whether it be a conversation or a group of people, or whether it be age difference, certain likes and dislikes, you know, pizza just naturally blends in with almost anything. So I would say I'm more like pizza in the sense that I can blend in with people, ages, diversity, all these things. So I'd say pizza would be the food that best describes my personality. 112. Would you ever do a ride along with a cop? If so, what do you want to see? I'm probably gonna pass on the ride along with the cop, because I mean, I've never like wanted to be a police officer at all. I don't have any interest in it, so why waste my time type deal. It's not my style. So I would have to pass on the ride along, so I'd say no. Question 113. Do you think ignorance is bliss? So for the people who do not know what ignorance is bliss is, basically it's almost like an out of sight, out of mind. Like, if you don't know anything about it, or if you're not aware about it, it's not going to bother you. So I would say ignorance is bliss, because there are certain things that I don't know about that maybe I should, and I'm not worried about it right now. But if you brought something up to me like, hey, Chris, did you hear about so-and-so, so-and-so? I'll be like, oh, what? So I would say ignorance is bliss, in the sense that, you know, if you're not updated on current things, and if you just don't mind or don't care about a certain scenario, you're not gonna care, because it's not in your priorities right now. So I would say Yes. Question 114. Are you a pacifist? Yes. I don't, for in the sense of violence, I would rather not see it, but I understand where violence comes from and that sometimes people need violence to project what they're trying to say or whatever the case is. But in my defense, I'm not a violent guy. I'm a peaceful guy. I like using my words to talk my way out of situations and also to convey what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. I think of violence as almost childish. Like that shows me if you resort to violence like that just shows me you lack the mental capacity to actually talk to me. So my thing is I don't want to start a fight. Never have been that guy. But if you start a fight with me physically, I'm not going to throw first punch. Now, if you throw first punch, I will defend myself. Whatever means that takes, I will defend myself. But that is a die-hard last resort for me. I would rather talk this out, use our words, and get on an intellectual level instead of fighting like children. So, yes, I would say I'm a major pacifist. I don't like violence. Never have. In terms of me partaking in it. Question 115. What do you need to do to grow? What I need to do to grow? Well, I've grown a lot over the past couple years, but what do I need to grow? I would say just overall just continue living life and continue living life and experiencing things that I haven't experienced yet. And eventually, as time goes on and the years go by, I'll get wiser in my decisions and seeing things for myself firsthand. Because obviously, I don't know everything. I'm only 27, so I mean, I'm not gonna know the ins and outs of everything. So I would say what I need to grow is just more experiencing life, whether it be relationships, life. If I ever want to go back into school, just whatever, you know. So I would say what I need to grow is experience. Just hard-earned life experience. Number 116. What is something you wish you learned? I wish I had learned to be more, I would say, overall what I learned, I would say this is just for my own ego because I feel kind of left out in these situations, especially being in North Dakota. I have vastly learned that people in North Dakota are die-hard and so strong and dead fast by their cars. I'm not a car guy, never have been. I'm a guy, hey, you give me a car, if it gets from point A to point B without incident, I'm cool. But sometimes when I'm around my friends or whatever, and they start talking about cars, like, I'll try my best to pull whatever information I can get out of it, whether it be about fixing cars, what kind of car is it, how does it drive, stuff like that. It's not my forte. Never has been. It's never been like a highlight of my life. So I sometimes feel kind of left out when everybody's talking about cars and how they fix them and doing cool stuff like that, where I have no idea whatsoever. So I would say something I wish I learned is just overall more about cars. I would say how to fix them so I don't have to, like, you know, rely on a mechanic 24/7 or whatever. There's some things I know how to do, but I wish I had learned a little bit more when it came to that, because I look like a complete idiot when I'm talking about it. But yeah, so overall, cars, how to fix them, mechanical, and I'm not even talking about being a full-on grease monkey mechanic. I just want to know the basics, you know. Question 117. Where is your favorite place to order pizza? Giordano's in Uptown, Minneapolis. If you have never been to Giordano's before, That will be the best pizza place you ever go to in your life. Everything there is great, but what they are known for is their deep dish pizzas. You're gonna pay about $35 to $40 for one pizza, but it's worth it. Worth it, worth it, worth it. I guarantee you after 2 or 3 slices, you're done. You're gonna be sitting at that table like this, and you are most likely going to have to get a take-home box. Giordano's is so good. It's been a long time since I've had it, since I've been in North Dakota for a long time. But hopefully maybe next time I come to Minneapolis, I can hit that place up because that is amazing. I think the last time I went there would probably be a couple years ago when I took my dad there for Father's Day. And that's his favorite pizza place ever. And so usually for Father's Day or some special occasion for him, I will take him to Giordano's and treat him out because that's me and his favorite pizza place. Either that or Hooters, but Hooters doesn't serve pizza. But, you know, Giordano's is the #1 pizza I will kick down a door for. For example, if there's a Giordano's in North Dakota, I'd be gaining about 20 pounds. Not muscle, just fat. My metabolism can only handle so much. Question 118. Who taught you how to drive? Who taught me how to drive? My mom and dad. I will give my dad the highest praise. He is the best driver I have ever seen in my life. My mom is an amazing driver too, but not knocking you, Mom, but compared to Dad, my dad is like a combination of Jason Statham in Transporter and Dom Toretto in Fast and Furious. He does cool stuff with the car. Like, I'm like, how do you do that? When it comes to like parallel parking and backing up, like he's like a wizard. I can't do these things like he can. I'm a decent driver, but not like him. Case in point, to show that he was one of my favorite drivers, was one day, I wonder if he remembers this, we were this is a long time ago, we were going to like a grocery store, and he was bored, and he wanted to challenge himself one day, and he said, I'm gonna drive all the way home backwards. I'm like, what are you talking about? This man drove the entire way home, the back roads and in the streets backwards. Once we got into like the neighborhood, not on like the highway or a freeway or anything like that, or stoplights or anything, but like once we got to our to Kentucky Circle, our area, back when we were in Brooklyn Park, Kentucky Circle area, he literally drove back home, reversing and finessing the heck out of his what was it, a Jeep? He was his Jeep or his Caddy, and he just flexed it. He looked like Snoop Dogg in the Drop It Like It's Hot video. And like he pulled in the driveway. All he had to say was like, damn, I'm good. I'm like, goals. That's what I want to do. So yes, overall, my mom and dad taught me how to drive, especially with the backing up part and parallel parking, because that was my weakest suit with the driving tests and stuff like that. I couldn't do it, but he simplified it enough to me to where I could pass. So thank you. Question 119. If you were to ever win a Nobel Peace Prize, what do you think it would be for? I would say possibly a Nobel Peace Prize. I would probably say bringing people together. Bringing people together, getting people to live self-righteous and, well, not self-righteous, but getting people to live righteously and respecting each other and bringing people together for a good cause, great cause. And yeah, I never really pictured myself winning a Nobel Peace Prize, but I would say I'm a really laid back and chill guy, so I would say if I really worked at it, I could probably do something close to that if I really went balls to the wall for it. But yeah, Nobel Peace Prize, I would say something along those matters. And last question of the night, question 120. Do you ask enough questions or do you settle for what you know? Do you ask enough questions or do you settle for what you know? I would say sometimes for me, I feel very self-conscious asking a lot of questions, especially I'm a guy who needs repetition to tell me what's going on. I'm a very literal thinker. So if I'm trying to ask you questions, sometimes I feel very self-conscious. Like if I'm asking the same question over and over and over again, I fear like the person, whoever is teaching me, is gonna just get teed off and just like, okay, this dude don't know nothing, blah 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 blah. So that's my biggest thing. But so I try to figure it out on my own the first try, and try to limit my questions so I can like get it. But if I'm really struggling with something, I will ask multiple times, time and time again. And it could be the same thing 5 times, but it's just I just need that clarification, that clarity that, hey, I'm doing this right. Should I do this a different way? Is there an easier way on doing it? Is there a way not to do it? Blah, 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 blah. So I would say I do ask questions, but I also settle for what I know, in the sense that, you know, I just like figuring things out for myself. And once I figure it out for myself, I feel so much more accomplished and so much more better and confident about myself and my abilities. So I would say if I had to lean towards one or the other, I would do the settle for what I know. But like I said, if I'm completely a lost puppy in PetSmart, I will ask a crap ton of questions. So yeah, that's all the questions for the day, and then we'll start on, what are we on, 121 next time, whenever that is. To all you guys who keep tuning in to whatever I'm saying, that I thank you so much. Love you guys. Stay safe out there, please. It's crazy out there right now. Stay healthy, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.